Derin here, welcome back to my channel, or if you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel. As you can see from the title, which I honestly have no idea what it's going to be, but hopefully it was good enough to attract you to this video. Today's video is basically going to be a message to everyone sitting exams, and it's going to be a really raw and honest video containing all of my words of encouragement, just kind of things that I wish I'd heard before my exam. Essentially, I have some tips for you guys, and that's what you're gonna get in today's video. But yeah, before getting started with the tips, if you guys are not already subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I think we just hit 34,000, which is insane, so thank you to each and every one of you guys who are subscribing. If you guys haven't seen my face before, my name is Derin. I'm a university student in London, and I make a ton of study, revision, lifestyle, advice, the list could go on kind of videos. Yeah, if you'd like to see those kind of videos, definitely make sure to subscribe, and I'll also pop a link down below in the description box with all of my study and revision tips videos. So yeah, if you're after any of those, you can binge watch them after watching today's video. I feel like a lot of watching was said in that sentence. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So the first thing which I want to put out in today's video is something which I think is so important, and it's why I'm prioritizing it as the first thing. Hello, hi, it's currently 5 AM and I'm editing this video, and I basically just realised that I'm waffling a lot, so I'm gonna jump in and do a little intermission to kind of explain what I was trying to get at in a nutshell. But basically, the first thing that I want to get out in today's video is to not compare yourself or your grades and stop obsessing over wanting to achieve a certain set of grades because that's what you deem successful. What's most important during exam season is to just focus all your energy in working hard and trying as hard as possible, because that is all that matters. And so whether or not that translates to an A-star grade, or if that translates to an A grade, B grade, C grade, whatever grade you may achieve, as long as you know that you've worked as hard as you possibly can, that is all that matters. And so whether or not your friend gets all A's or someone on StudyTube gets all A stars, whatever, those grades should not influence the way which you see yours, because you have worked so hard for those grades. They are your grades, so you should be super proud of whatever grades you achieve, as long as you know that you've tried your hardest and your absolute best. Okay, yeah. And so when it comes to getting those grades, you'll know that regardless of what's on that paper, you've tried your hardest. And I know it sounds really cliche saying, as long as you've tried your hardest, that's all that matters. But honestly, it is so true, because when you have put in that work and you know that you've done the absolute most you can, whether or not you get an A star, whether or not you get a D, you are going to be so proud of yourself and so proud of your grades, and that is all that matters. Okay, so moving on to the next piece of advice that I want to give out in today's video, it is all to do with sleeping. I feel like it goes without saying, you cannot function to your full potential if you haven't had a good night's rest, and this isn't even just an opinion, it's kind of like scientifically proven. So if you don't want to listen to me, listen to science. I think Jade, aka Unjaded Jade, put up a really good story on her Instagram, which I'll just kind of insert here because CBA to go into like the scientifics of it. Essentially, if you want to perform as well as you possibly can during exam season, which I think everyone wants to, it's really important to get those hours in of sleep. Doing all-nighters for exams are possibly the worst thing you can do. My best bit of advice, if you have a bit of revision to still do before your exam and you're very short for time, is to basically just take an early night's sleep and wake up super early the next morning, because your brain would have had the time to rest. And I find that in the morning, it's just so much easier to get things done when you've had a good night's rest, and honestly, you'll thank yourself so much for it later. The next piece of advice I want to give in today's video is all about zoning off. I don't know why I said zoning off when I 100% meant switching off. Clearly I'm the one zoning off filming this video at midnight. Whatever's distracting you while studying and you know it's distracting you, just get rid of it, because you getting rid of that and having a more productive study session is going to go a much longer way than you catching up on your social media feed or watching the latest episode of Game of Thrones. Whatever is distracting you and you know is actually getting in the way of your productivity and your revision, just remove it for the time being, delete the app, get rid of it, whatever, and your future self will honestly thank you later. Okay, so then the final two tips which I've written down on my notes section is, drum roll please,
stay away from stressful people before exams. Oh my gosh.
I remember clearly during my GCSEs, especially as they were like the first major exams we did. So granted, I understand that we were all kind of nervous, etc. However, certain people were genuinely spreading their anxiousness and nervousness around anyone who was with them before the exam, and that is the worst possible mindset to be in before sitting an exam. Before going into an exam, it is super important to be clear-headed, focused, well-rounded and very positive, because that can genuinely impact the way an exam goes. Yeah, from my experience, what I've learned is to just stay away from people who are causing a lot of commotion and are asking loads of questions which are obviously coming out of insecurity and fear and nervousness, because often they'll make you doubt yourself and doubt your knowledge and everything like that, and again, that's just not what you need before going into an exam. So what I personally do is either make sure that I'm around people who are my friends and I know we all have the same mindset, or I'll be with people who are around similar faith with me and we'll do like a little prayer before doing the exam. Obviously, if you're not religious, you can do like meditation or manifestation, whatever. Or I would generally just turn up to school when I needed to go to the exam so that I would not be around anyone prior. In the queue, I would just not talk to anyone and I would just give myself some words of encouragement, say my prayer, and just do that exam. And so yeah, that's the personal way which I like to approach it, and it's something which I feel genuinely does impact the way my exam goes. And the final thing which I want to share in today's video is more of just like a fun fact that my school taught me, and it's basically called like the Mento trick. Again, I somehow managed to waffle my way through this final tip, but essentially the Mentos trick is when you take a Mento just before starting your exam and don't answer any questions before that Mento is finished. By doing this, it basically allows you to read through your entire exam paper, go through all of the questions and just know what you have in store before actually answering them, so that by the time it gets to that question, hopefully you have a more well thought out answer. And if you are doing an essay subject, this is kind of like besides the Mento thing now, but just in general, I always recommend looking at the highest mark question as soon as you go into your exam, so you know what you're going to be writing at the end of the exam, or if you want to attempt it first. And also it's just quite interesting to know what the question is, because with subjects like economics, there's always predictions what the question is going to be about year by year. So by jumping straight to that question, you can kind of just see if you've prepped something good enough, and if you haven't, you'll have the time to kind of let your brain think about it before getting to that question at the end. So yeah, future Derin cutting out all of the waffle. You're welcome. And yeah, those are all of the tips that I'd like to share in today's video. So all of you guys who are sitting exams over the next few days, weeks, months, however long you're doing that for, you have honestly got this. I believe in you. I hope that you believe in you. And I really hope you take on board all of the things that I've mentioned in today's video and find them beneficial and helpful. And if you do, I'd love if you could let me know by hitting the thumbs up button and leaving a comment down below. Also, make sure to share this video if you enjoyed it. If you would like to see more videos from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and check out my study and revision tips playlist that I'll also have linked in the description box. Also, if you've made it this far into the video, make sure to follow me on my social media. I'm gonna have that link down below. But that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much once again for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye! Again, if you'd like to see more study videos from me, make sure to hit the description. Wow. Can you time to film me this video at like midnight? I can't speak.